Another day, another video about distressed and motivated sellers in the city of Toronto. In today's video, we're going to take a look at distressed condos for sale in downtown Toronto and Toronto-wide. These are listings that have to go. These are listings that are offered for sale with the clear notes that the seller is motivated and they're open to do business. So before we cover these distressed and motivated condos for sale, as always, subscribe and like for more. For any buying, selling, leasing inquiries, my contact information is in the description box. The link to book a call is there. It's easier than ever to book a call with me. No one knows the Toronto condo market quite as much as I do. I call myself the Toronto condo connoisseur. And let's start. All right, so here we have 255 listings for sale in the state of Toronto, condo listings specifically, that have advertised as motivated sellers. And we see from the lower price point, studios, one beds, this is actually a 2-bed here in 100 Dunlac. It's a very old building, so no surprise there. But let's cover some of them as we go up the price points here. Let's start with, for example, this one, 219 Dundas Street, Unit 701, a motivated seller listing, distressed sale, listed for $459,000, not an offer night. 219 Dundas is a very average, mediocre building in my opinion. Leaves me a bit disappointed. I like the other projects where the builder better. It's at Dundas and Jarvis. This is one of those, middle of the floor plan bedrooms here, as you guys can see. Very tiny kitchen in the corner. But for less than $500,000, for $459,000, a 1-bed, 1-wash, no parking, obviously, no locker. If you need to live by Dundas to Jarvis, there's a lot of opportunity here to even get further off the price. It's a 559 square feet unit. Moving to North York, another distressed motivated condo seller here. We have this unit in 4968 Yonge Street, Unit 1612 for $478,000. This is in the mid 500s in terms of square footage. And once again, this is quite, I would say, a mediocre average building with its sister building, 4978, I think, the Ultimate Towers. But I like it better actually than 219 Jarvis. I think it's a 7 out of 10, where I would rank, like, for example, the previous entry, 219 Jarvis, as like a 6.5 or 6 out of 10. You could do better in North York, but the location here is really good. It's, people know each other in the building. Once again, it's a much more of a family-oriented building. For $478,000 motivated sale, it has to go. And by the way, you get parking with this one, right? This has parking. We have this unit in 60 and O'Reilly, Penthouse 65, listed for $519,000, a 1+1 with 1 washroom, 1 parking, and locker. Guess what? 60 and O'Reilly as a building is great, but I like 50 and 55 better because the maintenance here for 60 and O'Reilly is pretty bad. $654 for maintenance here, and in terms of square footage, this is probably 580, 570. I actually purchased a unit in this sister building, the one with the more reasonable maintenance, earlier this year. We got a 2-bed, 2-wash with parking and locker for $630,000 and 55 and O'Reilly. This is 60, the sister building, more maintenance. But it's a good building. Besides the maintenance issue, it's a pretty good building. I would probably have to say, putting aside the maintenance problem, it could be an 8, 8.5, but with the maintenance, I can only give it a 7, 7.5. And by the way, for more distressed listings, whether condos or homes, join my exclusive WhatsApp group chat. The link is in the description. Share across any distressed listings that come my way. It's 100% anonymous. Only I know who's part of the chat. And not to belabor a point, but for any buying, selling, leasing inquiries, definitely give me a call. The link in the description is the best way to set up a chat with me. I'm just looking at, so as we continue to go through the list, I'm looking for properties that I think are really good deals. Thus far, these listings are pretty good deals on the price per square foot, but they're not buildings, as you can see, that are blowing me away per se. And actually, speaking of, 35 Mills Avenue, Unit 1005. Love this building. Absolutely love and adore this building. I covered it in my best Toronto condo buildings in North York, and also made several videos in this stretch in terms of the Bales buildings, not the newer Andale building, but 17 and 19 Andale. There's a lot of good towers in this stretch by Menkes and Tridel. So I really like this building. Once again, not to be a broken record here, but I purchased the unit on behalf of a client last year. My client loves it. Thus far, are great things to say from him. And this unit, $649,000. This is listed as a motivated seller, a 2-bedroom, 1 washroom. And these 05s and 35 bills are in the lower 700. So this is probably around 710 in terms of square footage, if I had to guess. The price doesn't quite reflect yet the motivated nature. Don't get me wrong, it's a great building, but if you're gonna advertise something as motivated, you would want the price to be a little bit more discounted than this. But this is probably the best building thus far on this in this video that we've discussed. Love it. Guess what? It's a bit outdated, it's old, but don't judge a book by its cover. Just because the hallways are older, the outside looks older, sometimes those are the best buildings. And yes, this is not staged properly, and the black walls do not do it any favors. This probably needs to be cleaned up a bit, decluttered. Yellow walls now. This is a highlighter yellow. It's quite odd choices. And then, yeah, this is the den, or the second bed, I probably have to suspect. The downside of this is the washroom. Only 1 washroom, but the building is fantastic. 215 Fort York, unit 1011, another motivated seller listing. This is listed at $680,000, 2 bedrooms, 1 washroom. Once again, this does not reflect, I think, the motivated nature in terms of pricing. This has to be priced lower. It's not an attractive price as is, in my professional opinion. And 215 Fort York, okay building, has a ton of Airbnbs. Those Fort York addresses, the 200s, 208s, 231, 215, have a lot of Airbnbs. What I like better, and I've discussed in my most recent video, by the way, which the link is here, the thumbnail will be on the screen, where I go through Lakeshore and Bathurst buildings. The building you're looking at here right now, 628 Fleet and 35 Bastion. Across the Globe Park is, I think, are much better buildings, I would probably have to say. Nonetheless, though, this is an okay unit, and this is one of the bedrooms, as you see. This does not reflect a motivated list price. I'm sorry, you have to do better. 101 Charles, unit 1710, listed for $798,000. Another motivated sale. Actually just came on market, 0 days on market, and you guys know how big a fan I am of 101 and 110 Charles. I like 110 better than 101, right across the street. Even though it's older, 110 Charles, it's a better building, but fantastic building for both. 101 Charles does have the occasional elevator wait time issue, but if that's the only thing I can complain about, it's a pretty good building. And here we see $798,000 or $800 to $899. This is probably, once again, in the mid 800s, low 800s. And you might say on the price per square foot, it doesn't reflect the motivated sell, like I've been commenting on the previous listings, but you have to understand, you can't purely go on the price per square foot. According to the comparables, this is pretty attractively priced. You know what's crazy is that the 2-bedroom units in 101 Charles and 110 Charles, as we go through the pictures, and they are a little bit on the narrow side, bit of a difficult floor plan to work. And I think we would have actually discussed this listing previously on this channel. It's, according to the comparables, to finish this run-on sentence, according to the comparables, it's priced decently. Now, there's probably way more room to work with, given the fact that it's a motivated seller listing. And I think this is something legitimate to look at as a potential to work down the price even further. That was it for today's edition of motivated seller listings. Tons of condos for sale that are being advertised as distressed and motivated. I'm going to make a similar type of video for homes. Matter of fact, I'm actually thinking of creating a whole separate channel for houses and homes. Let me know what you think of that in the comments. As always, this is Sam from SaberiSixRealEstate. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe and stay tuned. Thank you.